All right, we're going to be talking about Burning Love, your Elvis Presley song breakdown. Cool. Older song, not those new pop songs you do some days, huh?
No, this is definitely an older song. I would say older song.
Okay, so anyway, I listened to this one today and I was like, man, that acoustic guitar part sounds so fucking cool, right? Like it's iconic. And on acoustic, I think that's hard to do.
Yeah, I would imagine get the mutes right and everything.
Yeah. Well, and just to hear a song and to know what it is by the acoustic only, I think sometimes is difficult.
Right. Yeah,
So
that
Elvis
is
did
very
good.
signature. And then the piano bass comes in, and you really know.
Yeah. And then it just takes off. So let's start with the melody. What were your thoughts on it?
Good old Elvis vocals. Well, that's very signature right there. You know.
You should perform it. Yes.
No. I did play in an Elvis impersonator band once.
Oh, did you?
That was fun. Yeah.
That had to be great
I wasn't
keyboard.
Elvis.
Yeah. I kind of figured you were the keyboardist, but there had to be some awesome parts for you, right?
Yes, it was very fun.
Yeah.
Except it was weird because we played over like a karaoke recording.
Oh.
So we played over a recording because he wanted all the orchestration in it and everything. So it was kind of a weird gig.
Yeah.
But we still played it.
So wait,
everything that we could.
Did a lot of your parts get taken then by the orchestration?
I just did more of the basic piano.
Okay.
But a lot of the songs have actual orchestras in it and stuff.
Yeah.
So he wanted that. That was in the recording that we were playing over. So it was all a mesh of everything.
Got you. Speaking of, did you see the new Elvis movie that just came out?
I did not. No.
No, I didn't even know it came out. Nick told me about it the other day and said it was great. And I'm not a huge Elvis fan. My mom was. Do you like Elvis a lot?
Costello.
that doesn't count.
I like Elvis too, yeah. He's all right.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't listen to him on purpose, really.
Yeah.
But I can appreciate it.
Yeah. I think the same for me. There's respect, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to want to listen to it all the time.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So speaking of, was there anything in the melody you want to chat about? He sounds like Elvis.
Sounds like Elvis. From what I mentioned, there's a big range, but that also includes like the pickup of lines where he's just singing really low, and then at the end, the falsetto high notes. So if you take those away, then you only have G3 to A4 range.
Gotcha.
Other than that, it's pretty basic. Just one track, it sounds like.
Oh, really?
I believe.
And then all the background
through
singers.
Right then, there's a bunch of background singers. And he probably has, the signature slapback delay on him, too. Just a little delay.
Okay. I will have to listen to it closer because I didn't know that was a thing that Elvis did a lot, but clearly it is.
Yeah, he's got a little slapback delay in there.
That's cool. I'll listen to it with headphones on and just give it a closer look. And because some of these, you're learning them and you don't. I mean, like, since you're tabbing them out, it makes sense. You're like deconstructing them. You're trying to figure out everything that's going on. Sometimes I'm like, all right, that's the acoustic guitar part. I know how it sounds. I'm going to learn it.
Right.
Yeah, it's just a totally different game. And sometimes I avoid listening to the song because otherwise I'll cry. If I have to listen to this 100 times, I'm not necessarily going to be happy. Now, you did already mention the piano part, but I do think those piano parts are just iconic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, what is Boogie Woogie necessarily?
It's like the... this song is, you just give it a listen. It's it's got a lot of grace notes.
Grace notes coming through the chords and
Yeah. All that kind of stuff. And then I'm not sure if it's actually doing that in the bass, but a lot of boogie type stuff does that. Well, that's doing more like octaves. You know, a lot of grace notes and stuff like that. Those kind of licks.
I like those licks. You just don't hear a lot of boogie woogie anymore, right?
Not really.
No, it's
Well, it
not a style that
depends. I
gets
mean,
pulled back.
As far as mainstream music goes, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, as far as like pop music.
Yeah. It'll come back though. Just wait.
Sure, yes.
Everything comes around. So
Right.
the lead and rhythm guitar parts, there's really not, much going on. There's a lot going on, but it's not like a typical lead guitar part, right?
There's not like a solo and stuff.
Yeah.
There's the tick, tick,
Yeah.
tick,
Which I think
you
is,
hear.
hugely important to the sound of the song, right?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. So it's really part of the sound, right. And then
Kinda-
the other guitar kind of strums, I think.
Yeah, it does.
Yes.
Yeah, so you got this strummy thing played on an electric, I'm guessing, and then you have that kind of following the snare beat all the time on the 2 and the 4.
Yep. And that's pretty much all. The choruses it does more on the 1 and 3.
Okay.
More sustainy. But then everything else it's kind of being a percussion instrument.
Yeah, for sure. A percussion instrument with melody, which is awesome. Drum and the ukulele part are made up. There's no ukulele in this song for whatever reason. Elvis should have done that.
No, I don't know why they didn't put the ukulele in there. It's weird.
We all make mistakes, is what I'm going to say. But, again, you need these parts in there if you want to follow along, if you're an acoustic strummer. Or, our chord sheets are kind of based on that too, or lead sheet, so it's good for you to look at it that way. Give you a general sense of what's going on in the song.
Right, yep.
Yeah. All right. And the bass part with a lot of movement. And then you do feel like it was a muffled tone, so most likely he played it with his fingers.
Yeah. Or it's EQ'd that way for the
Yeah.
mixing anyway. Yep, it's moving all over the place. I do have that up all the way.
And a lot of times, is
So
he
that- yeah.
following him and the piano are kind of synced in together, I'm guessing?
Yeah, pretty much, because they're both moving around a lot.
Yeah. And you'd obviously
Yeah.
want to move together.
They do a lot of the action of the rhythm section, where the drums are more simple.
Important in music, otherwise it stops. All right, and then the drums, like you said, very basic. It's true. You'd have to put an arrest in otherwise.
Yes,
You'd get arrested.
yes. Very
So
prolific, yes.
drums are kind of straightforward. Again, fast. A lot of kick drum stuff going on.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it is kind of fast.
Yeah.
So we're at
and what is the tempo on this one?
143.
Look at you. You know that. Yeah. So again, it's simplistic, but that would take a while to get your speed up on that song.
Yeah, there's a lot of, it's pretty bass drum heavy too.
Yeah.
So I would imagine that would make it more complicated to do. If it was slower, it would be nice basic, completely basic.
Yeah. Well, and
I could
maybe
probably play it.
maybe instead of burning love, it should be slow love.
Slow love.
And slow love lasts.
Singeing love.
Yeah, singeing love. Nobody wants singeing love. Nobody wants that.
That's a different.
We'll rewrite this Elvis song as singeing love and do a cover, you and I.
Right after we do the dance for the other song.
You see a theme going on, right? John and I are
No,
here to
no.
perform dances and songs. That's what we're here for. There's nothing else. Chord wise, let's talk about this. Great song for beginners because it uses 4 chords, D, G, A, and then a B minor every once in a while.
Yep,
So I think for an acoustic
that's cool.
strummer, this is a great beginner song. Yeah. Fast,
Yep.
so you'd have to work on that. But, chord-wise, the fact that you don't need to do a ton of chords, that's good for beginners.
Right, no capo. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't even have to buy a capo on this song. And I do like the
Right.
songs that only have, like, sometimes, obviously, if the song has complicated chords or, like, an E flat minor, we'll change it and move it around for somebody. I always enjoy the songs that we don't have to do a second sheet for capo. It's just something cleaner and nicer and easier. But,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
just what I enjoy. Any other insight on this song?
Just a good boogie song, you know. I think we touched on everything.
Cool.
It was a big hit.
Was it?
I don't know the statistics, but I'm sure it was a big hit.
I don't know anything about
I know
it,
it was a
but
big hit.
it was a big hit, yeah. Well, and, like, it's
I
funny.
remember it being on the radio back in the olden days.
I always remember because I think it was before the Beatles. The Beatles did Beatles 1, right? Do you remember this? That album they released? Where it had all their number one singles on it?
Right.
Okay, that was in like 2001 when I graduated from high school, and it was a big deal. Like, kids my age liked the Beatles all of a sudden. And I liked them before, okay? And then the same thing,
Oh,
Elvis had like a number one hit thing too. That kind of brought him back into the little less conversation was on there. They did a remix of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it just came back, and like he had top 5 number one hits or something like that again. It's just funny to see, like, I guess all these songs just come back after time. The big ones do.
Yeah.
So
Right. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah.
cool. All right. Well, John, great chat today, and we'll follow up with some more songs next week. Cool.
All right, cool. Good to talk to you.
I do the cut too early.
You what?
I'm always like cut, and then you're like cool.
Oh, I'm still talking. Nice to